Opposed? Can we go through the finance report first?
It's at your pleasure. I'm just going to the ambulance clinic. They start at 7:30, so they said they take 25.
Can we go to the financial report on 5?
All right. Under resources, we see that community paid their taxes. We received $157,636 in current year's taxes, $1,400 in prior year's taxes, $2 in interest. A total income of $159,038. Brought our cash up to $188,701. But we spent $24,161. At the end of November, we had $164,540. That's well over our year-to-date budget. We just received some tax money at the last day of the month, so that it, rather than the 1st of December, and our budget was prepared thinking we were going to get it 1st of December. But that's all right, I guess. Under the reserve fund, we received $64 in interest, brought that to $94,291. The bond fund, we received $31,012 in this year's taxes, $275 in prior year's taxes, $2 in interest, bringing the bond fund up to $38,489. That's we're not quite able to pay our February or March bond money, but probably by the time we end up with the next tax amount due in 3 months, we should get our $50,000 to pay off our bond for next year. Under expenditures, nothing really unusual in personal services. Under material services, there wasn't anything that brought the attention. I think we took off 3 yellow marks and put 1 on. But overall, we're year to date, our expenditures are $60,000 versus our budget of $68,000. So we see no problem as far as being within our budget for the material and services. Under capital outlay, we spent $2,673. Overall, our expenditures are $113,000 for so far this year, and our budget is $124,000. So we're in good shape there. Are there any questions?
This on the agenda, it says approve an auto addition bill in the amount of $21.89. Is that the emergency lights on the Explorer? Okay. And that came out of our equipment, right? 601?
Yeah. 601 or 540? That's 601 or 540. The auto additions.
Auto additions, is that
The lights on it.
that's out of the reserve?
Reserve, okay.
Yeah. That actually doesn't show up in November, it'll show up in December as a charge out of the reserve fund. it doesn't show up, in the general fund at all so far. The general fund did pay for it, but, we take the money out of the reserve fund, but that was, done in December.
Any more questions for Clyde? Any motion to approve?
So move.
Second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Tammy, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, and good evening, and I bring greetings from Jeff Griffin and Kevin and Donna and Anna and the rest of the gang at Wilson Airgood. Kevin and Jeff are actually going through an interview tonight for another fire district, so it's much more fun to be here than facing a fire of questions and on a cold day, and they're probably making them wait outside until it's their turn just to make sure that they're appropriately cold. Couple reminders here. One, I don't have your renewal yet. Sandy up at Special Districts that issues those out apparently decided to catch something, so she's been out a couple days. However, a reminder, you did get your longevity credit last year, and you are guaranteed your 3% rate lock. So we know that that's going to happen because you haven't built a new station or added on a brand new vehicle or something, so we're not worried about that part. So what you had in the budget is probably what it's going to be. If anything, it might be $1 or $2 less than that. So that's good news. The chief has, of course, already done the renewal update, and I believe you've done the best practices, or yeah. So we'll be looking for some credits there also. Since you have all been on the board many times, I've got the packet here for you. We're not going to go through line by line. However, if you have any questions on any of the vehicles, you'll note that there are some. Most of your vehicles are replacement. So if something happens to it and you have an accident, they will replace or repair up to the value that you have. And if it happens to be, say, a 2000 engine, but you have 240,000, if it's totaled, they won't just buy you 2,000. They'll go up to what a 245,000 would purchase for you. So that might be a 2008 or 9 or whatever. But your 85, Chev 4x4, which is on functional, they're going to go look for another 85 Ford Chev, comparable, like in kind, or they'll repair it up to that 5,000. So that's what you have there. As far as your billings, of course, within the last year and a half, we had the American appraisers out looking at all the values. This year's special district deemed that with the economic situation, with what was happening with construction, that they did not trend the buildings up. So last year we had like a 4.5%, if memory serves me right, trending. This year they did not. They would hope that the economy turns around and they see some, trending next year, but they want to keep it in pace with what's really happening. So they don't want a district to go 5 years with no increase and suddenly have a loss and find out that they're, $100,000 short of what they need. But likewise, they don't want to have a loss and find out you're way overinsured because contracting companies are needing work so bad that they're cutting their rates. So that's what they're looking at there. We do have a $1,000 deductible on your property, and I should have said on your vehicles you have a $500 comprehensive and $1,000 on the collision. So wish I could say that you could save more money, but the reality is you don't have any losses, so you guys are good. I credit that to the board, to the staff, to the management. You do it right, and the training, bears out. We don't have anybody driving through doors before they're open. We don't have people backing into fixed objects, not that any of my other districts do that, mind you, but occasionally we do get those calls. Your loss ratio total last year, and I wish I could give you the new one, I don't have it yet,